So is Greece an affordable place to live compared to America? Yeah, this isn't how Greek people live. There's very few people who own these that are from Greece. But I grew up around water and I love boats, although this is definitely a ship. I wanted to make a video that talks more about like the cost of living here in Greece, because that's something that everyone who's thinking about moving here kind of needs to know. You want to know, and eventually I was going to have to make this video, and I'm in a place that I love, so why not make it now? Pretty much everything is going to be far less expensive here than it is in the States, for sure. I think last time I checked on a price comparison, Athens is something like 76 to 80% cheaper than New York City, which isn't saying much because New York City is quite expensive, but yeah, it's definitely much more affordable. I would say even cheap. And I hate to use that word because it makes you think that the quality of things, the quality of life isn't that good. But for me, if I had to compare it to like Southeast Asia, I'd pick Greece any day. I can't deal with relentless heat, first off, and believe it or not, you do get seasons in Greece. You have a little bit of a longer summer, and it's not even too bad. If you ask me, as somebody who's from Northern Virginia, the summers there can be absolutely dreadful. So that's not something to worry about. But as far as costs go, I've had a comment at least saying that the cost of housing has risen, and I think I'll have to do a video on where you should find your listings for houses, because if you ask a Greek person how much you should pay for a home, usually they'll say, you know, between 300 to 500 euros. And I pay about 387 for me and my fiance and our dog, and it's a nice one bedroom in a beautiful, as you can see, in an absolutely beautiful part of the city. But yeah, because of the amount of expats, future expats, travelers who are coming here who want an extended stay, it has driven up the cost of housing in the obvious places, right? So there are people who take advantage of the fact that you have more money than most Greek people do, because you have to keep in mind that Greek people make between 800 to 1200 euros a month, and 1,000 euros a month is pretty good. 1,200 euros a month is pretty damn good here. So if you're coming here with like $1,800 to $2,000 a month or more, if you're a veteran or if you're on Social Security or older, just keep in mind that you'll have absolutely plenty of money to live here, because living like a local in Greece is a really nice thing. Like, I wouldn't want to live like a local if I was in Vietnam. I wouldn't want to live like a local if I was in the Philippines or Thailand, but I'll live like a local in Greece because Greek people are amazing. They have great lives. Now, while it is a lot cheaper for rent, if you're an American or if you're from the UK and you need the air condition, because we are creatures of air condition at this point. No matter where I go in the world, if you're my skin complexion, people assume that you live in the tundra because we are addicted to air conditioning. But that'll push your electric bill up to like 200 to 300 euros. So you kind of have to be prepared for that. Fortunately, my fiance is Turkish. I just spent a month in the Turkish countryside with her, and there was no air conditioning, and it was 100 degrees every day. But it's really broken my addiction of air conditioning, that is for sure. And since then, the price of my electric bill has significantly dropped. But on a day-to-day, I'd say our expenses are probably kept below $25 a day. We make our own coffee, or we go out, and usually that's going to be about $5 in the morning. And if you saw my other video, I have a deep love for the coffee here in Greece. And of course, there's the bakeries as well, and that's something I can't get enough of. So it's been a real battle to keep my weight in the same place. But you go to the bakery and you can get, you know, super fresh, you know, still hot out of the oven, fresh pastry in the morning, and they're like $2.50 each, and you know, they'll fill you up. You get like 600 to 800 calories out of those. So you got to keep that in mind because they are calorie bombs. But other than that, we eat a lot of fruit and we make a lot of our own food. So if we are cooking our own food, honestly, grocery expenses are usually limited to like $15 to $20 a day. But if we do decide to eat out, if we're at a place down by the water, we expect to pay like 25 to 30 euros for a really nice meal. We don't drink anymore, so if you do drink, maybe throw another 10 on there. Cocktails around here, you can find really good cocktail bars, and usually they'll range from like 10 to 12 euros. They are a bit pricey, but if you go into the city a little more, you can find nice craft cocktails for 8 euros. If you're gonna buy your own beer, it's super cheap. Alpha, it's like kind of the standard Greek beer, and that's only, Heineken, $2. And I apologize if I say dollar and euro interchangeably, because it's really not much of a difference. If I was talking about pounds, yeah. Getting groceries here is a little bit different, because although there is the big superstores, people tend not to use that as a one-stop shop. If you want meat, you go to a butcher. There's butchers all over the place. Meat there is going to be super high quality. They'll cut it up for you as you want it. If they don't have a cut that you specifically want, because here they do have different cuts, you can describe it to them and they'll get it. These are experts. This is what they do for their career. It's not their job. It is an absolute craft. You can get milk anywhere, but there's little dairy spots everywhere as well. And milk here is super high quality. Probably like $2.35 for 1.5 liters is, I think, 3.5 liters per gallon. So it's definitely not the cheapest, but quality is really good. For produce, your vegetables and fruits, you can go to a store and get all the same fruits, but every neighborhood has a bazaar that happens once a week. I have a video showing that, and the difference when you go to the bazaar, everything's picked when it's ripe and when it's ready to eat. So just like in America, it's really hard to get fruit at the store that's perfectly ripe. You go to a bazaar, they expect you to eat it within that week, and all that fruit and vegetables, they come from bigger bazaars just outside the city where everyone loads up and brings them in. So it is all pretty much from Greece. Of course, you can still get international items, but for the most part, everything is going to be from Greece. And as somebody who's from California and has spent quite a bit of time in Florida, I can tell you that oranges here, grown in the Peloponnese, what is it? You can get 10 kilos, which is over 20 pounds for 5 euros. The best oranges I've ever had. Hands down, best oranges I've ever had. I think it was 7 euros. You can get fresh jams and preserves. Fig jam, that is something I use a lot now. I've never had figs except if it came in fig Newtons, but now fig jam, dried figs are where it's at. Dried black figs, fresh figs. You can go somewhere else with that. I can't stand it. There's a texture to fresh figs that I just find absolutely repulsive. They don't taste the same. Give them to me dried. Give them to me in a jam. Fig jam, a little bit of cheese, like salami or something like that. Your little charcuterie. It's perfect for that. Look at this shit. And as far as entertainment goes, it goes just like pretty much everything else. That's going to be cheaper. There are more expensive things that you can do they target tourists more. If you want to go out on one of these sailboats, kind of the old wooden ones, Sunset, you can get that for like, I think, $120 for a trip. So, it's still not too crazy. But if you're in Greece just for a little bit, spend a little bit of money. If you're just visiting, have the adventure. And we're rocking up to the end of the pier. This guy's got the right idea. I personally wouldn't fish here. I think it's a little bit dirty for me, this close to the bay. But, I mean, what a view. If you want to rent a car for the weekend, and it's off season, you can still get a decent car. You can fit 5 people in for, I don't know, 30 euros a day. Makes it pretty easy to go to like Napoleon, Thessaloniki, Kalamata, And if you want to fly anywhere, I don't know, if you get in advance, like 50 euros, 60 euros. So you can take your ferries to islands, and those will be about the same price, 50, 60, unless you're getting it pretty much as you get here, then you're looking to pay 100 to 300. And if you just get here and you're looking to fly to another place, you're still looking at like 250 to 300 for a round trip to the islands. But if you book all this stuff in advance, it's super cheap. Well, it's super affordable. And as I put in other videos, healthcare here, it's going to be free for public healthcare. If you do need to go to a doctor's office, private practice, or one of the neighborhood hospitals, you know, anywhere between $20 to $100 for the visit, depending on how much work you need to get done, what kind of labs. Medicine here is super cheap, super cheap. It really makes you hate the pharmaceutical system even more in America. You're not priced out of anything. And honestly, because of that, I will say, with the fruits and vegetables and foods being so inexpensive, especially for the higher quality ones, and medical care being so affordable or free, I find myself taking care of myself way better than I ever have before. I've lost weight. I'm in the best shape I've been in since I was in the Marine Corps. And I think that if you come here, especially for an extended period of time, all that's going to really be the same for you as well. I will say it was almost like a period of withdrawals, you know, getting used to the new food. But now, I mean, you know, I thought I was on my last leg, and I have had medical issues that led up to that. So maybe I'm on a bit of the recovery still from all that. But, you know, I walk 8-9 miles a day, you know, just walking around in the city normally if I have the free time. And I'm not tired at the end of the day. I don't have the same inflammation I used to. My IBS, gone. Every now and then I'll get a gyro, right? And I'm not the biggest fan of Greek food, but it's the fresh food here. It's the fresh ingredients that I have access to, that I don't need to worry about how much they cost, because, you know, no matter what quality of food I get, I'm still spending 100 euros a week at the grocery store, maybe 20, 30 at the butcher. So who cares, you know? Eat healthy, take care of yourself, because it's affordable to do it here. But yeah, if you do want to come take like a cruise, if you're here for the weekend, or you just want to kind of get out of town, they do have these, you know. They like I said, you can get these for like $100 to $200 per trip. And like sunrise, sunset, they usually don't do them in the middle of the day, but they'll provide snacks, drinks, and all that stuff. And there's always shade, because we are usually very pasty Northern European or American people, and a bit older. So it's definitely an option. It's there, especially if you want to get on the boats. And it is a bit piratey, as you saw. So that's kind of cool to see. Also, a couple more touristy things that you're going to want to do, and I still do them periodically. If you're going to go to the Acropolis, I think it's 20 euros, maybe 25 euros. And you want to go. If you're here, you got to go, because I mean, it is the birthplace of democracy and philosophy, and it's absolutely beautiful. And the views up there. Now prepare yourself for a walk, because there's no lift, and you're going to be tired at the end, because there's a lot of very old stairs to get to the top, but definitely worth it. And then of course, there's the Acropolis Museum. I think that's 8 euros, but sculptures, you know, pottery, all that, that's all there. And it's just a couple dollars for all the other temples and historical archaeological stuff in the city. Although I think that there's like a bundle price that you can get online, but I don't know. It's rare. If anything, I go to Areopagus, which is the Hill of Mars right next to the Acropolis. It's free, and I'll show you in another video, because I think it's really cool, and you can find pottery pieces there, which I'm a big fan of. If it's the higher culture you're after, if that's something that you like to do, the ballet, the orchestra, opera, like classical music, classical musicians, plays, all that stuff. They typically have all that at the Megaron, and yeah, it depends what you want your seat to be, but typically you're looking at like 20 euros, maybe less. But if you're going to like a nice opera, it can get pretty pricey. You can get up to like 150, 200 euros. So, but you know, these are international groups coming in, and it's quite nice. Concerts here, super cheap. If the festival season in America is ridiculous, and thank God I was raised in a cheaper time, because people paying $200, $300, $400 to go to a concert is insane. You can see the exact same bands here for a fraction of the price. So if that's something you're into, and usually you can get them at like smaller clubs and venues where it's more personal. And comedy shows, that's the thing here, and they're usually in English, which are great. And I think last time I went to one, it was €5, and the drinks are still pretty cheap there too. So, but yeah, as far as the culture and all that, it's all like everything else, it's affordable. Now, as far as cultural things, right? Look in advance. There's plenty of festivals, especially as we get closer to, like, you know, harvest seasons and lunar calendar. There's always going to be things, because, you know, that was a big part of the pagan religion here, and there's still an appreciation for that. Greek people are massive fans of their culture, especially their ancient culture. And I'll do another video on Greek people, because they're not what you think they are, you know. This is a much younger country than a lot of us think. And, you know, it's not just them living in the old days, the golden era. So, yeah, but all that's there. Now it's time to get his breakfast, and it's time to get my breakfast. So we bid you adieu. If you're still here, please like and subscribe, and try to grow this a little bit, because I'm really enjoying this, and it gets me out, and we're walking a lot longer, and it's nice to practice these little editing skills and stuff, and it's really pushing me to go to different places, because I don't want to show you guys just my my balcony all the time. So yeah, thanks for stopping by, and if you have any ideas, any questions, put them in the comments, and I'll make a video about it. So thanks.